On behalf of myself, my family, and my ancestors, I want to publicly apologize to the African American community for our ignorance, our arrogance, our insensitivity to your cause, and for any part we may have had in the atrocities done to your people.
Good morning, evening, good afternoon. Which comes first? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. I am the Kenyan Beast, and of course, we are doing it the African way every day, every time. Allow me to react on these videos of white people realizing their mistake, and I'm happy where you realize your mistake. That's the only thing we need from our white brothers. What we care is you, as my white brother, as my white sister, continuing to have that privilege, using that white supremacy to continue to do what looks like what your ancestors did to us. My white brothers and sisters, this video, I'm doing it from deep of my heart, acknowledging how you are accepting and how you are helping black people to fight against some issues. Not all of white people are doing this. It's like 2%. 2% of white people are doing this. Other 98% are like, oh, hell no. Let's watch this video.
Morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me this morning. I am the wife of Pastor Les Robinson. Quickly, we've seen America rally behind court cases through the years over intellectual property and real property, oftentimes resulting in millions of dollars in restitution. We rally behind it without the blink of an eye because it's something that has been stolen, and restitution should be made. We cannot forget or ignore the fact that we stole people from their native land. We stripped them from their families, from their culture, and from their birthright. Yet white America has turned a blind eye to this and say they should get over it, or it's been so long and it doesn't affect the African Americans today because it happened so long ago. On behalf of myself, my family, and my ancestors, I want to publicly apologize to the African American community for our ignorance, our arrogance, our insensitivity to your cause, and for any part we may have had in the atrocities done to your people. I stand here today humbly to show my love and support, whether enslaved or freed. We know that many African Americans have had inventions they didn't get credit for and therefore earned no revenue. Land was stolen from many, as in my husband's case. My husband has the deeds to these properties that state this land belongs to my descendants forever and ever. There should be no question of what should be done. His land has been stolen, his generational wealth stolen, the schooling opportunities he should have had stolen, his opportunity to grow up in a safe environment where his family could afford housing stolen. He was forced into poverty, running to and from school, hoping to avoid getting into a fight or even getting shot and killed. This wasn't the legacy his grandfather left him. His rightful inheritance was stripped from him. Where is his restitution? There is no record of the properties ever being sold. If this were a claim about a white man's property being stolen, I'm sure the court case would have been resolved by now. He should have the right to reclaim financial compensation for what was left to him by his great-great-great-grandfather, Daniel Blue.
Thank you so much
so that he may pass it down to his descendants.
I've noticed recently a few posts by white people apologizing for being racist, being discriminatory, being silent, being indifferent, behaving in a white privileged way. And this has been pastors and community leaders and politicians. And it's a tough thing to do, first of all, let me just say, so respect to anybody that does that. But what has bothered me is when I've read through the comments section on these posts. Because the comments section itself is the very thing that the post is apologizing about. Because the comments section is a divide between white and black people. The white people are jumping on these apology posts, reassuring the white person posting the apology how loved they are, how appreciated they are, what a good person they are, how we love you and love your family, we pray for you, how you've been a great leader to my life, all the things you've done in the past to help black people. And black people are putting in the comments section, you hurt us. You excluded us. You didn't see us. You were silent about us. You were white privileged towards us. You deepened our pain. So the comment section becomes itself the very thing that the post was trying to address. And I want to say a couple of things. I want to say, first of all, when we do that in the posts, it becomes about the person that's posting, not about the issue. The post isn't about the person's character or sensitivities or their love and heart for people. It's about the pain they have caused, we have caused, to black people. And I think black people get sick and tired of dancing around white people's sensibilities when it comes to a strong discussion about race, discrimination, white privilege. Black people almost have to wait until the white people can stomach it, until the white people can get beyond their sense of superiority or their sense of immunity or their shame or their guilt before they can really say what they want to say. And the comments section feels like that. And I want to say also to us white people, and especially in the church, it is far more loving often to stay silent than to use your love to anesthetize each other from a pain we must feel. When you love bomb us, when we're apologizing for something we did that deepened the pain of black people and people of color in the world at this time, when you love bomb us away from it, when you try to put us in that love bubble around us by your love and affirmation, it just deepens people's pain. And you must understand, it's far more loving sometimes to not say I love you and to let us feel the pain of what it is we're trying to fix. And these comment sections have been an eye-opener to me that we white people just don't get it. When one of us tries to apologize and do something progressive, if that's what I hope it is, white people jump in and try to fix it and try to sanitize it and try to anesthetize it and dilute it, and we need to stop it. I think also if these posts of apology were not done from a genuine heart of wanting to learn and grow and humble ourselves and listen to what black people are saying to us, if we posted for, political correctness or damage limitation or to appear open and humble and vulnerable, then your ego posted. You didn't post, I didn't post, our white ego posted. And then it'll all just come back again anyway. So, good on you for apologizing, those that do that. It's a tough thing to do. But maybe the white people posting should say, please white people, stay off my feed. Don't jump on here trying to anesthetize me. I want to feel this pain. If I don't feel this pain, nothing's going to change. Because black people have felt this pain for centuries. All right, love and prayers with you all. Let's keep growing and learning, eh? Love you guys. Thank you.
I know I don't understand your experience.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I have never had to live it.
Come on now.
I can sympathize, and I can recognize when things are wrong.
That's right.
Brothers here. Talk.
For instance, if a black man or woman should never be afraid for their life for getting pulled over for speeding.
Come on now.
But I have never lived in that fear.
Come on now. Come on.
No black man or woman should ever be reluctant to walk outside for fear of racial profiling.
Come on, sister. Tell it.
But I have never been racially profiled.
That's right. Come on now.
No black man or woman should ever expect to go to jail in their lifetime because of the color of their skin.
Come on now.
But I have never lived in that expectancy.
That's good. That's good.
And this is why I don't believe in the phrase, I don't see color.
That's right.
One, to say you don't see color is a lie.
Come on now.
We're different. We can all see that. But two, and way more importantly, To deny the differences in our skin is to deny the differences in our privilege. I'm going to say that again because I think it's worth repeating. To deny the differences in our skin is to deny the differences in our privilege. And that leads me to my next point. To deny the differences in our color is to promote ignorance. Ignorance is the reason that systemic racism and oppression is allowed to exist in this country.
That's good.
So why am I here? Why am I up here speaking?
Come on now. Tell them, sister.
I'm going to talk on about 3 things. One of those is change, the other is ignorance, and one is discomfort. I'll get there.
Go ahead. Take your time.
Broadly speaking, why am I here? Because I want change. But let me speak on that for a second. Because I think a lot of people want change. I think a lot of people say they want change, but let me clarify. I think a lot of white people think they want change.
Come on.
But here's the thing about that. In order for there to be a true and genuine change, for you, for the black community, for people of color, there has to be an equal and requited amount of change for white privilege.
Yes, right.
And that is something that white people don't want to think about. They don't want to admit that. White people don't want to acknowledge the head start we have in life just for being born this color. You know what? That is willful ignorance.
Put it on front line.
Willful ignorance is what allows oppression to continue in this country.
Together we stand. That's it.
So I'm going to talk on ignorance for a second. I think one of the biggest things that allows ignorance to continue is our education system.
There it is, baby.
Ma'am, our education system.
Yes, ma'am.
And what I mean by that is our education is a white man's education.
It is.
It is a white man's history.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell it.
Why does that matter? Again, like I said, I can recognize when something is wrong. And that is wrong. Why? Because when you tell that history, the history that excludes black history and black culture and the black experience, you allow white people to think that nothing is wrong. And when that happens, you allow white people to think, well, it was bad back then, but it's not bad now. Hell no. It's bad now. In fact, some might say it's worse because this is systemic oppression. This is institutional oppression. This is oppression that is not overt, but it is just as powerful, and we are able to hide it. And I have more to say. If you want to hear all of it, please come out Saturday.
We'll be there.
Thank you. We appreciate it. But no, the reason I'm here is because I stand by you. I support you. I love each and every one of you out here. We are brothers and sisters to the day we die. And this is not my time to have my voice heard, but I will use my voice for you. I promise.
Thank you.
So I grew up in apartheid South Africa as an English-speaking white boy. I only became politically conscious when I was already 18 years of age, because prior to that, I had been subjected to and sucked in this incredible propaganda of victimization of the white people, where every piece of news, every message we were getting, every joke, the butt of every joke was the stupidity of the black man, the inability of the black man to look after himself, never mind the country, to be ignorant, uneducated, break everything he touched. The messaging was that all violence was black violence, that all crime was black crime, that you had to fear black people. And a huge amount of that fear was that if we let them into the political process, into the governance of the country, that they would do to us exactly what we had done to them for decades, which would be to turn around and oppress us, to murder us, to take our stuff, to move into our houses. It was a very popular story that the ANC, prior to the 94 election, when it was still an illegal organization and Nelson Mandela was still in jail, and the armed wing was exiled to Zambia and Mozambique, Umkhonto Wesizwe, was that they promised all of our domestic servants that those servants would be given the house they worked in when the ANC ruled. And these stories were told amongst the whites to bolster our resolve never to let these black people run our country. And it was only when I became conscious of that from 18 onwards that I realized not only was this a terrible lie, that was actually oppressing us as well as the people that we as a white nation, white minority, were oppressing. But that actually what happened subsequently from 1994 onwards was far more of a reflection of the nature of black South Africans than any fears we as white South Africans had been fed and believed. Right? And I see direct parallels with what's happening in Palestine and Israel. We've been fed this bullshit of Israel as victim, of the Zionist government as defending, this idea that the entire Arab world wanted to wipe them off the map, when in fact, prior to the Nakba, prior to Palestine being given to Israel by the colonial powers, primarily Britain, many Jews lived very happily and harmoniously alongside Muslims and Christians within that region. They weren't oppressed there. They became the oppressor through the Zionist ambition of a few Israelis. White government for many, many years in South Africa needed the violence of Umkhonto weSizwe. They needed the odd bomb to go off. They needed terror attacks because it justified the further repression. And I've told stories about when I was in the South African Defence Force in 1987-88, 88-89. The things that were done by the intelligence service to undermine the ANC and other liberation struggles, and to pit black against black, to distract black people from action against the oppressive minority and the history of oppression. And it's time to step aside from what we've been told and look at the truth, look at the reality, look at the history, educate ourselves, and make a moral judgment based on our real values as a human.
Welcome back to my YouTube space. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching those compilation of the videos where white people are acknowledging. Some of them are asking forgiveness. Some of them are like, damn, was bad. We don't need to be like this, because sometimes you feel it. Now, as my white brother, I'm just saying like this: put yourself in a black man's shoes, or as a white sister, put yourself in a black sister's shoes, and just walk off the street, go down the valley, walk as a black person, see how you are being treated. That fear of discrimination, racism, that's how black people have been feeling all along. The issue here is for you accepting the mistakes. The issue here is for you helping us to fight against this. The issue here is for you helping us black people to educate the world about what's going on. And not white people only from America or white from UK, but white across the world. We have white from South Africa. In this video, we have a white South African where he's feeling bad that he was lied to about black people in South Africa. He was lied to about what's happening. And a lot of people, let me just today I just want to to talk about good, not talk bad. Let me just talk about white brothers. There is some way that maybe the teachings and how you are brought up, and how you are being told, how the system of education has been made for you to think that these people are the real mistake. These people are the one taking our jobs here in America. These people are the one doing us to suffer. But no. America is for the rich. Let me talk about white South America. It's for the rich. And the rich people, as per me, they want to be more rich. But the only reason why you will not blame them, they will make you think that these other races are the problem here. And that's why you saw people in UK protesting, saying that, you know what? We need to do away with these immigrants because they are here taking our jobs. So, sometimes when I'm researching this topic, sometimes I don't blame this white people generation. But what I blame them is for them to carry on this hatred from generation to generation. I blame them where they see it as something easy go. So, for my white brother and sister just coming here on the internet and saying sorry to the black people and saying and condemning racism openly, it's a plus. It's not the issue. It's not a must we do reparation, because there's a video I've seen where a white person is with a black person there, and he asked him, should I give you reparation? I don't know if I have the video. Watch this one. Now, you see this video? This is like mockery. Like, I give you few coins, few dollars here. Are you okay? Is that reparation? We don't want something like that. I've been speaking for a number of times. The best reparation we need is for white system, for white supremacy to leave Africa. The best reparation is to have equality in education sectors, in health sectors. Everywhere we have equality. That's the best reparation, because even if you give me cash reparation and then at the end of the day you still discriminate me, we are still going on and on the same page. So I'm happy. I'm happy for white people accepting what's happening. I'm happy for our white people coming out and saying, you know what? These are our brothers. We have the same blood. Like as Donald Trump said one day, we have the same blood. Our blood is red, and we have to condemn all these sorts of discrimination with everything we have. And I'm looking forward for these governments, white governments, to do that too. I've seen in churches where white people are kneeling down and saying sorry to black Americans, saying sorry to Africans, asking for forgiveness to black people. That's not enough. That's not enough, because at the end of the day, it's just a few people from certain church, like 10 to 30 individuals saying that. But the system is still there. You, as a white friend, as a white brother, you're still enjoying the white supremacy that came from the sweat of a black person. You're still enjoying everything that came from the sweat of the black person. If we want to say we end this, we reparate you, we ask for forgiveness, normally, we have Christians, we have Muslims, we have pagans. Normally, as a normal human being, I'm going to say, if you ask forgiveness from me and you took away my property, just bring it back. I will forget. This issue of saying here, you forgive, you forget, that is the issue from the Christianity angle or from the Islamic angle. But according to the angle of the world, how we are, personally, if I forgive you, you took something from me and I'm seeing it. There is difference between I'm not seeing the thing, you took money, you have used it, that's okay. That's okay. But I'm seeing you have my car, you are still using my car, and you are just saying, sorry, my brother, return that car so that we can have that peace. Even if it's spoiled, just bring it back. I will forget. But don't tell me I can forget when you ask for forgiveness, and yet I'm seeing you sitting on big heaps of golds. You have the biggest gold bank in your country, and yet you don't mind gold. I can't forgive you when you are saying sorry, and at the end of the day, you have this health insurance, education insurance, you are living off well, simply because the sweat of black people. I'm still, when I face that discrimination, when I face that inequality, I still feel the pain. So this issue of we go to church, ask forgiveness, some black people are there holding their hearts, crying, saying we forgive you. It's okay, but at the end of the day, our children growing up to know that that was a mistake, we still continue to have these bullies in schools, white bullying black, black bullying whites. We still have some white people on the social media attacking this, attacking this. We still have some white people saying they don't want to see black people on their streets. They only want white babies. We still have this going on and going on. And that's why we need a lot of white people to come out and speak about this. And I'm happy that they are asking for forgiveness. They are talking about it, and it's just awesome. It's awesome. I love it. I love it. Now, that's all for today. I don't have more to say about this video. You have heard from the horse's mouth. Some of the white friends who are lied by the education, lied by the ancestors, by the family members, because some behaviors you just carry it over from one person to another. Tell me what you think on the comment section about this video. Okay? So we say this. Don't forget to subscribe on this YouTube channel and like this YouTube channel. Okay? Until next episode, peace be with you.